I think that a good number of you are probably familiar with the project because we've had the benefit of your support since we started this, but for those who are not, I'll begin a little, trying to kind of bring us all together. I'm Sandy Socott. I'm the Executive Director of the Rex Foundation, which was started in 1983 by the Grateful Dead. Last night we got to celebrate at the San Francisco Giants. It was Jerry Garcia's 70th birthday, so for those of you who know, this is a special time in the world of the Grateful Dead community, and I'm privileged that I've been carrying on the foundation in the absence of the Grateful Dead since 2001. We primarily make smaller grants to grassroots organizations that are doing work in areas for the environment, of course the arts, social justice, providing needed social services, building community and education. We've given out about $8.7 million to over 1,000 programs across the country and internationally since the beginning. A few years ago, I was doing one of my newsletters to raise awareness about issues connected to the work of our grantees, and I chose to do one on the human rights framework because we had been asked, how do we incorporate human rights in our work? And I felt that this warranted some greater awareness in the broader population about the idea that human rights are a way of unifying great work to better all human beings, whether it's civil rights, women's rights, disability rights, the right to marry, that all of them have a common thread of furthering human rights for all people. We published our newsletter in 2006, and it was called Perspectives on Being Human, and I do have some copies. If those of you who would like it, I'll be happy to distribute it to you. And in that was the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In wanting to bring that to life, I sought out also wanting to showcase work of our grantee organizations, particularly those that work with youth using the arts, so that youth would have the opportunity to be the teachers. And we ended up creating an original production called The World as It Could Be, a Declaration of Human Rights. The name of the production came about because Peggy Rose from the Mind Truth Youth Theater Project, and looking at the document, said, my goodness, I never knew this document existed, and yet it spells out the world as it could be. And that has become our program name all these years. What we found in the course of creating that production, which was done by the Youth Performance Troupe of Destiny Arts Center, under the supervision of Sarah Kroll, who you'll soon meet, and we had poets from Youth Speaks, and influence from the Mind Truth Youth Theater Project. And so the arts were integral in helping the young people think about concepts like the freedom of speech, or what freedom from want would mean. And out came this incredible production that was put on at Balboa High School on December 8th, 2006. And from that, we learned that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights had a powerful impact on people. Young people learning about it got very excited about having a framework that had been agreed upon in 1948 that represented the world as it could be, that they could really be connected with. We also learned that only 6% of the US population knows the document exists. And yet it serves as a very powerful impetus for positive social change, because it is a working document that has led to enforceable treaties that are guiding countries all over the world to make it possible for people to access life, liberty, and human dignity. And we also saw that the arts were vital as the vehicle to connect emotionally to issues that might otherwise remain completely abstract. And so we embarked on raising awareness about this document, about the human rights framework, and seeing that youth could actually be the leaders in carrying out this message. And with the arts dwindling in support in public schools, we set about to demonstrate their vitality and importance as part of a healthy education, and worked with Balboa High School, which I should note is where Jerry Garcia actually went to high school, so it had added significance, to pilot curriculum that integrates the creative arts and culminating presentation as part of teaching the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is in the curriculum standards for social studies in the state of California. That pilot that began at Balboa was followed by piloting at Arroyo High School in San Lorenzo, and then we published the curriculum in 2010. Today, this represents the third year that we have had the privilege of working with the University of San Francisco School of Education, where we have had collaboration from the beginning. We are part of the International Multicultural Education Department that has the only program in the country that has an emphasis on human rights education. And so we've been collaborators essentially since 2007. And this is the third year that we've done a 3-day institute to train teachers, nonprofit leaders, youth, and folks that are interested in bringing human rights education to their communities to teach about the curriculum and have the participants experience not only the essence of the curriculum to use the creative arts, how to use the creative arts in teaching, but to experience the importance of a culminating presentation, which we see as a form of a rite of passage to help young people when they're doing this in their schools and anybody involved to go through the process of really learning and thinking about a vital issue like what human rights means to them and having the opportunity to demonstrate their reflections and studies and ideas and be celebrated by their communities for their accomplishments. So what you're going to see very shortly is the work of our wonderful group of 25 teachers, nonprofit leaders. We have the wonderful gift of having 4 students that are also part of our world. We are privileged to have continuing involvement at Balboa High School, Mandela High School, that has actually been the first school to use our published curriculum, and Arroyo High School, along with new people joining us. What you're about to see is work that came out of learning about the UDHR, understanding its history, and then learning about the creative arts, and since 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, developing the culminating presentations. So I'd like you to sit back and take great pleasure and enjoyment from seeing this wonderful accomplishment. Thank you.
Respect. Freedom. Peace. Voice.
Education is the foundation for the world as it could be.
Respect is building community. Free to choose. Peace. Equality for all. We must give voice to our rights.
The world as it could be means no bullying at school. The world as it could be means feeding the hungry. The world as it could be means providing shelter. The world as it could be means providing education for all. Empower yourself, know your rights. Empower others, know your rights. Empower community, know your rights. Chapter 1. I was a little girl and I was hungry, so my mother and I walked to the store. In front of the store, we passed a young couple begging for food. Another woman walked by and threw her trash at them.
Stupid wetbacks,
she yelled. The man and woman stared at the ground, their faces exhausted, their spirits broken. My mother and I did our shopping, but on the way out, she gave the couple food and money. I asked,
Mommy, why did you do that? I'm hungry.
The other woman overheard me and added,
why are you giving food and money to these illegals?
My mother stopped and said simply,
because they needed more.
Chapter 2. "18 years later, I was a world away from my mother, but her respect for human dignity stayed with me. One day, I walked down the street with a friend. We passed two older women, arms around each other's waists, smiles on their faces. A man walked next to us and asked,
"Y'all see this, man? That's gross, man."
He waved his arms towards the women with a disgusted look on his face.
I mean, for real now, come on, man.
I cut him off.
Just wait. They're happy.
And we wish them all the happiness in the world.
My friend and I walked on. I knew my mother would be proud.
In the world we live in now, the right to move is denied. The right to food, denied. The right to shelter, denied. And the right to love, that's denied. But with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, we know that these should be assured and absolute. Every human has a right to move. Every human has a right to food. Every human has the right to safe shelter. And oh yes, every human has the right to love whoever the hell you want to love. Oh. Evolve.
Want you to close your eyes right now. Imagine yourself standing tall and proud. No head hanging down, no stress, won't let nothing bring you down. This is a chance to let go and turn everything around. Feel it from the inside, let it out, transform. Woo! Feel it from the inside, let it out. 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 Fight for your rights.
I have the right to feel protected in my educational environment. Fight for your rights.
Fight for your rights.
I have the right to adequate living standard and adequate security in all situations, especially in beyond my control. Fight for your rights.
Fight for your rights.
I have the right to be treated and protected equally in the school domain. Fight for your rights.
Fight for your rights. I have the right to affordable and accessible higher education
that provides the opportunity for my full economic and personal progression in this society. Fight for your rights. Fight for your rights.
I, as a woman, have the right to be paid the same as a man. Fight for your rights.
Fight for your rights.
Education and information brings transformation. Education and information brings transformation. Education and information brings transformation. Education and information brings transformation.
Article 26, Section 2. Education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial or religious groups, and shall further the activities of peace. Article 1. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights.
Oh, my beautiful children. Beautiful children of the universe. You are perfect and complete. Nothing that anyone will ever say or do to you, and nothing that you will ever say or do to yourself can interfere with your human dignity, with your universal rights. Yeah. You are free.
I am a male. I am a leader, a brother to multiple races that fights for people's struggle. I am human.
All right.
I'm a woman, a well-educated, college graduate Mexican-American. I am a loving niece and a proud daughter. I am human.
I am the daughter of immigrants. I am the proud Peruvian American mother of a Chicana daughter and loving partner to an Iraq war veteran. I'm a writer, teacher, and dancer. I am human.
I am a lesbian. I am an atheist. I am a woman. I am the oldest of 4. I sing, I dance, I act, but I'm actually a very quiet person. I am human. All right.
I am a white Jewish woman. I am a lover, a giver, a friend. I am human.
I am a rising crone. I'm a niece, I'm an aunt, I'm a mother to children lost and found. I'm a cancer survivor. I'm a leader, and I'm a wanderer. All right.
We are one. We are equal. We are one. We are equal.
Students, let me please. I said students. 1, 2, 3, now eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on me.
Much better, don't you think? All right, today is showtime. Take the red cloth, give it your all, I believe in you, get the materials, get your props. Let's do this, students. One time and one time only. All right. Ready?
Okay. Beautiful day here in City Hall. Great time to get married.
We just
Look at their lovely couple.
I'm not gonna pay for that.
Yeah, so who wants to get married? Who's next? Who's next?
We demand a marriage license.
All right, what's your gender?
We are both women.
I'm sorry, same-sex couples cannot get married, it's the law.
We're not getting married. We're only getting married. We want our marriage license. We certainly want rights.
We are going to be here.
We support the freedom to marry. 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 We support the freedom to marry.
Hold your poses. Job well done, class. Great, don't you think? Alright. So, what did we learn from this? Tell me. Thoughts, words. Use your words.
We appreciate that not everyone identifies as we do, but we all stand up for each other, as we are all humans and we are all one.
I felt supported, understood, and accepted when the straight couples came up and identified with us and fought with us.
We are one. We are equal.
We are one.
We are equal.
First, they came for the Jews, but I was not a Jew. Therefore, I did not speak up.
Then they came for the Mexican Americans, but I'm not Mexican American, so I didn't speak up.
Bruh, let me tell you. And then they came for the immigrants, but guess what? I'm not an immigrant.
Then they came for the Filipinos, but I'm not Filipino, so I didn't speak up.
Then they came for the lesbians. Nobody was here to speak for us.
This is wrong.
We are one. We are equal.
We are
one. We are equal.
Disregard of
painter. If I were a painter, I would paint a new world. Not a world without conflict, but a world without ignorance. Not a world without anger, but a world without apathy. Each brushstroke carefully creating communities and countries. Imagination, innovation, inspiration, intertwined with the breeze. If I was a painter, I would recreate our cultural regression and relaunch a revolution. But this world is no blank canvas. We can't paint over history, but we can learn from it. We can expect more from each other. We, the next generation, have the competency to care about more than the perfect shade of cover-up and the hottest new shoes. We, the 99%, have the ability to advocate for our rights. We can emerge from seclusion, pop the bubbles that keep us apart. We can reinvigorate our nation. We can be the change we want to see. Together, we can paint the world with our words.
I think we should give another round of applause. I'd like to meet people, the part of the team that has helped bring the World as It Could Be curriculum to our participants. So I'd like to start Sarah Kroll from Destiny Arts Center. A professor here at the University of San Francisco School of is responsible for the visual arts, helping bring all of the wonderful work from the participants on the back screen and cueing. Because she's at her aunt's 99th birthday, but has been part of this, is Dr. Andrea McAvoy-Sparrow, who actually just completed her doctorate, one of the first class from USF in International Multicultural Education, and did her dissertation on our project about the creative arts as pedagogy to teach you.
At Mandela High School.
At Mandela High School. Yeah. So we're thinking of Andrea that she's here. I hope, and we'll open it up for some questions that you might have or a little discussion before we close. I think that what has struck me, and I welcome others to speak up, is what you've seen here. What we are hoping that this program is about is helping to give it, to embody what the Universal Declaration is about. That first we need to know it, so that we can actually begin to manifest its words. But we have to know it in a way that is part of our very being and have that become part of how we act. And it's really not just a subject to learn, but we're hoping that this whole process is a way of creating a culture of human rights thinking and acting that really has the ability to shift the paradigm so that we do not have to be in the world that is, where there are things going on every day that we may shake our heads and feel chagrin as to the polarization or divisiveness or lack of leadership about the truth and courage to really act forcefully to better all human beings, but that we can be together the force that really changes that to truly have the world as it could be. Eleanor Roosevelt led a tremendous effort to really try to change the world. And I feel like we are part of honoring all that work that happened in 1948 to really get this out and make it public and make it something that we are all part of. So I want to thank the incredible commitment and work of the participants that made this possible. And once again, thank everybody, and then open it up to people in case you have any comments or questions and anything else you want to say. But first, another round for all the good work.
I'd like to thank Sandy for your vision and your perseverance in creating this program and making a space for all of us to experience what we just had.
If you have any comments, you're welcome. And
actually, why doesn't the cast just come sit at the edge of the stage, since there's probably more of them than there are here. So why don't we just be right here, get close. And if you have any questions now, Sandy? Any questions or comments? It's a little intimidating there.
I'm curious if anybody would say what motivated them to come to this workshop. What turned you on about the topic? What brought you?
So this is my second year with this institute. Last year I came because I'm from Arroyo High School, which was the second high school to implement this program on our campus. I'm part of the Social Change Academy, and this is the UDHR is an integral part of all of our curriculum and all of our work. And so it made sense to come and learn, and I was able to do it for the first time with